and we're going to dive into 7 steps to help you on your journey. We're going to talk about, you guys, if you do not know this, if I do not know you, let me give you a little backstory for 2.5 seconds. I am a homeschool mom of 4 girls. I have an amazing husband. I also have 4 dogs. So 4 daughters, 4 dogs, an amazing husband. Our house is never quiet. But I tell you all of that. I've been sharing about keto, ketones, low carb recipes, this journey for 8 years as of June in 2015. And I love to have visuals. So we're going to go over 7 steps that if somebody comes to me and they say, Stephanie, how do I get started? How do I restart? I need help losing weight. Can you please help me on my health journey? I have messages every single day. And somebody says, excuse me, I need to lose some weight. Please help me. What should I eat? Why do you drink ketones? Tell me all of the things. That's what we're going to talk about. Also, at any point in time, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and you can click on recipes. We have a book club. We have ketones for trial packs. We have so many different tabs that you can go through depending on what you're looking for. And a couple more things. As I'm chatting, I'm going to talk about something called the Summer Slim Down. If you want to know more about it and you want to know more about the pack, post Summer Slim Down in the comments at any point in time. I have a habit tracker. We're going to talk about these 7 steps, and these 7 steps I'm going to talk about really, truly, as you do them consistently over time, they become habits. And so if you want the habit tracker that we created, post tracker in the comments and I will give it to you. So I'm going to get you the habit tracker if you want it. Also, I have a Summer Slim Down PDF. What that means is it's a PDF that walks you through what the ketones are, what to expect, how they work, what it looks like to do the Summer Slim Down. So I'm going to give it all to you. So anyways, I'm going to get started. We're diving through 7 steps, whether you want to just get started, you want to restart, you've hit a plateau, you need to lose some weight, you want to feel better, and we're going to do it from a homeschool mom's perspective. I like to have visuals, and I think it helps. So number 1, and actually, as you're tuning in, tell me this. Where are you tuning in from? So I'm tuning in from Minnesota, and we live on a lake. The kids just got out of the water. It is beautiful. Well, it was beautiful. It is beautiful, but it just started raining, so it's perfect. So, all right, number 1, if somebody comes to me and says, please help me lose weight, the first thing I'm going to say to you is this. What are you reading? Who are you listening to? How is your mindset? And you might be like, what? I thought you were going to tell me how to lose weight. And I'm going to say, I will. But what I've learned over the last 8 years in helping people, and especially in the last 2 years, is most people think wrong. They think negative. They're watching garbage. Just like you want to fuel your body right, you want to fuel your mind right. I talk about it every single day on the Keto Mom page in the morning. If you ever need a live that you want to watch about mindset and thinking, come on in the mornings, watch the live. It's recorded. It will always be there. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, and you can go through all of the books that we've done for 2 years. So your mindset is important, and I want to help you with that. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is, what are you thinking? How are you thinking? What are you watching? What are you listening to? You might be like, okay, just give me some recipes. I promise, if you let me help you with this, just giving you some suggestions of how to start your morning, this will help you exponentially before I even give you a recipe or before I even specifically tell you how to eat. This is important. And so you can go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, or continue to tune in here or reach out and I'll help you with it. But it's super important. I love this saying. If you've never heard it, you get to hear it for the first time. If you've heard it before, write it down and memorize it. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. As I think, so I feel. Excuse me. Your thinking creates a feeling. Your feelings create an action, and your actions are why you are at or what you have today. Does that make sense? And if you backtrack it or you reverse engineer it, goes right here. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, you have to understand it takes consistency over time. Number 2, I talk about what are we drinking. So after we go over, hey, what are you reading? How is your mindset? We might have to work on some shifting up here. I want to evaluate what you're drinking. What's in your water bottle? What's in your shaker cup? What's in your coffee? So we're going to work on things like drinking more water, drinking less sugar. I talk about drinking ketones. We're going to talk about the Summer Slim Down in a second. I drink ketones every day. They're a tool, not a magic pill. So they're incredible. They're a part of the Summer Slim Down. If you want to know more about the Summer Slim Down, it involves drinking ketones, intermittent fasting, and a reboot, a longer fast. We're going to do it all summer. And the kit involves ketones, and I'll show you. If you want to know more about it, post summer in the comments. Otherwise, we're going to talk about drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. I'm going to say what's in your coffee. Let's get rid of the sugary stuff and replace it with something better. Some of you, I have a lot of people that will say, well, I don't want to get rid of my nightly drinks. And I say, all right, what do you actually want? What are your goals and what is your why? Because if it's not big enough or strong enough, guess what? Then there are some things that you might have to either get rid of or have less of if you actually want to lose the weight. So I'll have people say, well, I want to lose all this weight, but I don't want to give that up. And I'll say, oh, all right, well, what do you want more? Do you want to lose weight and feel better, or do you want to have that drink? Do you want to lose weight and feel better, or do you want to eat all of that cake? I don't know. I'm just giving you an example, right? So what's your why? If you don't know, that should have been the first thing I ask you. What is your why? Then we talk about mindset. Then we dive into drinking. Drinking water. Half your body weight in ounces of water. Evaluate your coffee cup. If it's got a ton of sugar, let's transition that into something better. I can help you. And I drink ketones. So that's the second one. Number 3, I'm going to talk about ketones real quick. Why do I drink them? So here's what the Summer Slim Down looks like. Or if you just want to drink ketones, listen, I've got a trial pack or I've got a Summer Slim Down bundle. The Summer Slim Down bundle looks like this. I took a packet of ketones 8 years ago. I put this in a shaker bottle. I drank it up. I felt amazing in under an hour. I had ketones in my system. I wasn't doing keto at all. My husband was. But I drank this product, and under an hour, I was in ketosis. I could test it with a blood meter, and I was peeing on these little pee strips, which, by the way, aren't always accurate. And the longer you do keto, low carb, they're not accurate. So the blood meter is best. But I felt great. As a mom, anybody out there, nappers? I used to be a napper. Every single day, I wanted to turn the TV on so I could lay down just for a little bit. I was tired. I had this mom brain fog going on. I had babies at that time, right? 4 little girls. Today, our girls are, let's see, they're 10, 11, 13, and 15, all about to transition to the next age. But I will tell you, I was a tired mom. My husband handed me a pack of ketones. I didn't do anything with my diet except for I drank this. And that day I didn't need a nap. And I was like, whatever that is, I need more of that. I feel incredible. I don't feel jittery. I don't have this high up crash. It was a long sustained energy. What I've learned over the last 8 years is ketones are actually brain fuel. So ketones turn on your brain. They help with your appetite so you're not snacking all day. They're going to give you energy to get off the couch and move your booty. They're going to help you feel better, focus better, brain focusing, your appetite control. It helps you with your fat loss and so much more. Now, if you've never tried them and all you want, I'm going to give you a couple options, but we have a trial pack of ketones. Post trial in the comments. It looks like this. It looks like a handful of flavors, 5 flavors. You're going to give it a shot. I'm going to coach you on what to eat, what to drink, going for a walk, and paying attention to how you're feeling. This is a trial pack. It's something super simple, right? To give it a shot. Post trial in the comments. If you're like, I've had them, or I have a trial pack already, here's our Summer Slim Down bundle. We have a bundle that comes with this, all of these, a variety. So you're going to get 2 of these. So you're going to get ketones that you're going to drink throughout the month. You're going to get our iFast kits. So this is going to help you for 5 days. We're going to work through intermittent fasting, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then you're going to dive into a longer fast at the end of the month. It's 60 hours. Either you do the 60 hours or we break it up into 24. The point of this is to give you an awareness of understanding how you're feeling, how your body's operating. I'm going to help you understand intermittent fasting. The biggest thing I want people to realize is you don't have to be controlled by food. You get to be in control. We help you realize how often you're eating, excess snacking, and giving you healthy habits, which if you're just tuning in, I have a healthy habit tracker. So all of these things I'm going to teach you, we created a tracker for it. If you want the tracker, post tracker in the comments. If you want the Summer Slim Down, if you just actually want to see what the Summer Slim Down is, I have a PDF of the products, how the Summer Slim Down bundle works, what ketones are. Just post Summer Slim Down below, and we're going to send you information about the Summer Slim Down, but also the PDF of that goes with it. All you have to do is click on it and you can scroll through and check it out. It's super cool. All right. So why do I drink ketones? I feel amazing. Some of you are like a pot of coffee drinkers or more, energy drinkers, whatever it is. I drink ketones. I have for 8 years. I call it my mom fuel. It's not just for moms, and you don't have to be doing keto to drink it. So whether you want to dive into the Summer Slim Down or just grab a trial pack, post trial below, or just post Summer Slim Down for the actual Summer Slim Down bundle. All right, are you ready? Number 4, after we talk about your why, your mindset, what you're drinking, ketones, we dive into your food. And you're like, thank you. This is what I wanted. All right. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on recipes. You can scroll through social media for recipes. The biggest thing with food, keto versus low carb. To me, keto, just so you know, it's not a one size fits all. You cannot go buy a 28-day keto menu planner and have it fit you, your husband, your neighbor, your spouse, and your mom, and it's all the same. It doesn't work that way. And no diet really does. You have to listen to your body. Your body responds to food differently than your spouse or your neighbor or your best friend. And so keto to me, most people say they're doing keto and they're actually low carb. Low carb is great. Keto is you're tracking all of your food in a tracker. You're eating 80% fat, under 5% carbs a day, drinking plenty of water and electrolytes. I would say ketones along with that. The only way, if you think that you're doing keto and you're eating a lot of fat, but you're actually not tracking your food, you're probably overeating. And that's why you're at a stall or why you haven't lost the weight. You cannot eat all of the fat and the bacon and the butter and all the richy, cheesy foods and not track it. If you're doing low carb, people go, well, I can eat whatever I want, right? I can do whatever I want. And I'm like, well, I get it. But if you're eating all of this fat and then moderate carbs, you're just overeating, and you can overeat good food. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, real quick. If you have questions, ask them below. And as soon as I'm done, I will send you a message. ketomomsecrets.com for recipes. Somebody was asking for recipes. I also have a podcast called Keto Mom Secrets. It'll help you with your mindset if you drive to work and you just want to listen. So food, if you're keto, just think about this. If I actually want to be keto, I've got to track my food, and it's got to be really high fat, really low carb. If I'm doing low carb, here's what it looks like. It looks like buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad. You're going to eat protein first. You can have some fat in there if you're doing low carb, but not a ton. And you're going to think of veggies and salads. That's how you're going to eat. So right now it's grilling season. So throw some protein and grab some veggies. And that's the simplest way to do low carb. Eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. If you're doing keto, do not get to the end of the day and try to eat to fill in your macros. You eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. And don't, if you ever find yourself saying this, well, it's keto, I can eat it. Let's say you just ate lunch, or somebody wanted to meet you for something and you find yourself snacking. And you're like, that's not a big deal. It's keto. I can eat it. Promise you. I promise you. I feel like 99% of the reasons why people are either overweight, can't lose weight, they've hit a stall, is because they're overeating and overeating good food. It's the snacking that is getting to people. So I'll give you some food ideas for sure. If you want a basic foods list of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I put that together for you as well, post food in the comments. It's how I started. It's a very basic list. Here's some breakfast options. Here's some lunch options. Here's some dinner and some snacks if you're hungry. Like for me, if I'm hungry, and I'm not going to go have a meal. I'm going to either have a beef stick, cheese stick, pickle, or hard-boiled egg, or some almonds. Those are like my go-to snacks. So if you want a food, like a basic foods list, nothing fancy, post food down below. All right, number 5 I'm going to talk to you about when we're working on your goals is moving your body. I'm not saying go run a marathon. I'm not saying go take a crazy workout class that you've never done before. I'm saying if you naturally, let's say you have a desk job and let's say you get like 5,000 steps in, your goal should be 7,500 steps a day. 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Move your body. It doesn't have to be crazy workouts. Move your body if you physically can. If you can't, guess what? Then you get to really focus on food. If you can, get your steps in. I sometimes say, they say, do you ever wonder who they is? My sisters and I joke about that all the time when we're chatting. We're like, well, they say, and I always go, well, who's they? I don't know. I'm going to say, well, they say, I know who they are. Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jacob. This is a really great book, by the way. For those of you who are doing keto for medical reasons, if you actually want to understand the ketogenic way of eating, this book is they. So when I'm talking about they, Dr. Jacob and Dr. Ryan are my friends. I actually know them. They have an incredible lab in Tampa, Florida. We have met them many times. I have interviewed them. I've spoken with them on stage. I've gone to their place where they train people. They train athletes. They wrote the Ketogenic Bible, and they say if you can get your steps in, it's super important. If you weight train, I think they said it was 2 to 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be crazy. Your movement is important because as we age, one of the first things that your body starts using and getting rid of is muscle, and muscle is super important the older that you get. And also, by the way, did you know that ketones preserve muscle? It's one of the benefits. That's why I'm so buff. I know some of you are laughing, but I'm for real. Ketones preserve muscle. That's one of the incredible benefits of ketones. So super helpful, especially as you age. All right, number 6, I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting out of all of my 7 steps. So remember, we've talked about your mindset. I want to know what your why is, your mindset. We've talked about what are you drinking, ketones, food, moving your body. Number 6 is why do I think intermittent fasting is so great? Hands down, I think everybody should learn this in some way, shape, or form. And I want you to think about this real quick. Intermittent fasting is basically most people eat from the time they wake up until the time they go to bed. And if you're eating all day long, your body doesn't get any rest. So when you get to go to bed at night and you're resting because your body needs rest, your digestive system needs the same. If you're eating from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed, it doesn't get very much rest. Guess what it does with the excess food that it can't digest or use? It stores it. So think about like this. Intermittent fasting is just simply this. You stop eating after dinner, eat your dinner, and did you know that most people reach their caloric intake, what their body actually needs by, I think Dr. Ryan and Dr. Jacob said 6:30 p.m. So let's say you reached your caloric intake by 7 p.m. And then Dr. Ryan said, hey, most people start snacking at 9 o'clock and they eat 15% more in the evenings than their body needs. So what happens with all of that food? We're overeating, we're eating excess food. Our body's not resting. We're eating late at night and then we get up and eat breakfast. Your body isn't using it as fuel and it's not digesting it properly. And all of a sudden it goes, I'm going to store it. We don't want that. So if you can just get into your mindset of start asking yourself this question. If I can get myself to stop eating after dinner, the kitchen is closed, and you go to the next day lunch, it's 16 hours of rest time. Did you know that ketones don't break your fast? That's why we use this intermittent fasting kit. It has ketones, electrolytes, and our Keto Pro that doesn't break your fast. And this helps you, by the way, it helps you with your appetite so you're not having to snack all morning. Then your body's resting, it's resetting, it's feeling amazing. You're going to eat within a window. The reason that people the reason intermittent fasting is so popular, or I guess the conversation is around more, is because it helps you realize how often you're snacking. Snacking, again, I believe is 99% of the reason people are overweight, or they can't lose weight, or they're hitting the plateau. If we can get a hold of how often you're eating, I 100% believe with consistency over time, you will see the weight go away in time. All right, number 7. Are you ready? We've reached them. Hey, if you want these in a tracker so you can print it off and you can go, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work on my mindset. You're going to send me a message and I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to work on my water. I'm going to drink my ketones. I'm going to eat some great meals. I'm going to move my body. If you want a tracker for that, we created one for you for free. You can have it. Just post tracker below and I will give it to you. All right. Number 7 is celebrate. I like to say accountability. You can use the Keto Mom page for accountability. You can ask a friend. I mean, you're more apt to hit your goals if you ask a friend or a coworker to do this with you. If you say, hey, I'm going on a health journey. Do you want to do it with me? Or at least can I tell you what I eat every day so it holds me accountable? Social media holds you accountable if you take pictures of your food. Some of you are like, that's weird. I know, but guess what? When you raise your hand and tell everybody, I am serious, I'm going to feel amazing, I'm taking my health serious, people are going to start watching you. And if they don't see you either post, or let's say it's your coworker and all of a sudden you're coming in with bags of candy or donuts, they're going to be like, hey, I thought you said you were getting serious. Accountability holds you accountable. This one is really important. I think oftentimes we can get into our mindset that we can't celebrate or we can't be happy or joyful about our journey until we reach the destination. I'm not going to celebrate till I hit the 60 pounds lost. I'm not going to celebrate till I run the marathon. I'm not going to celebrate until. Well, sometimes that until takes a really long time. So if you can learn to celebrate yourself every day, I just chose water over a Dr. Pepper. Good job, Stephanie. Or I just chose to go on a walk instead of sit and watch Netflix. What if you learn to celebrate yourself every day and you can do that on the tracker? You could get yourself those little gold stars they give you in kindergarten, and you can go every day that I fill out my tracker, right? Don't mess up good for perfect. If you miss one, you miss one. But every day, I'm going to find one thing to celebrate. What if you learned how to celebrate yourself and you're like, oh my goodness, I got up without hitting my snooze 5 times. I read a book. I drank my water. I chose to pack my lunch instead of go out to eat. If you celebrate now, you're going to find yourself more apt to keep going because until you reach that goal doesn't seem so far away because you're feeling great every day. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense. And so here's a couple of things I want to remind you about. Here's one of my favorite quotes. Don't mess up good for perfect. So if you're waiting for the perfect day, the perfect time, the perfect cupboards to have the perfect food, you'll never do anything. Just get started. Start with one thing. Start with your water. Hey, all I'm going to do is focus on my water. Hey, Stephanie, all I'm going to do is grab the Summer Slim Down bundle, and I'm just going to focus on drinking the ketones, and that's it. I'll see what happens. Hey, you know what? I think I'm just going to start with walking. Perfect. Do something. Do something because it's going to help you feel better. All right. You don't need to force feed yourself. Do not eat if you're not hungry. Now, there are very few people who find themselves never hungry. I work with you one-on-one, but in general, most people are just over snacking, right? So you don't have to force feed yourself. Next is the only way you fail is if you quit. The only way you fail. I was just talking about this with my friend. She's like, you know what? People don't really fail. They quit. They quit on themselves. They quit on other people. So keep going. Keep going. If you have an off day, you have the next day, right? Get back up and you keep going. The only way you're not going to lose this weight is if you give up on yourself. Now, I'm not going to go through, I already went through all of this. I have a basic, listen, I did this a long time ago. I wrote out some breakfast ideas and lunch ideas. But if you want a basic foods list, post food in the comments and I'll give it to you. Something super simple to give you some ideas. All right. Here's what I want you to know. You can send me a message and I will answer you. You can ask questions below and I will answer you. If you want a PDF of all of these habit trackers to help you, I have a PDF of these 7 steps. Write habit tracker in the comments and I will give it to you. If you just need to be inspired, tune in the mornings or go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club. Here's the book that we're going through right now. It's called The Compound Effect. It's an incredible book. ketomomsecrets.com book club. If you want to join us for the Summer Slim Down, which I recommend all of you joining us for, it's incredible. You guys, this is an incredible fuel source. If it didn't work, there's no way I would be drinking it for 8 years. Some of you love your sugary coffee. I love my ketones. It tastes great. I feel amazing. It helps me on my journey every single day. For me as a mom of a homeschooling 4 girls, 100% turns my brain on, gives me the energy to focus every single day. I am a better mom and wife, and this helps me. It's a tool. It's like a tool in my tool belt, right? So post Summer Slim down below. I'm going to give you a PDF to look through to explain how the intermittent fasting kit works, how our reboot works, and how our ketones work. You guys, it's a PDF of a lot of them for you to look at with no obligation. You can just click on it and check it out. So post Summer Slim down below and we'll talk about that. Otherwise, if you have questions, what questions do you have? What can I help you with? Don't do this by yourself. If you're trying to do this by yourself, guess what? We weren't intended to do life by ourselves ever. People need people. You need people to believe in you. I need somebody to believe in me. You shouldn't be doing things on your own. How do you hold yourself accountable? Let's do life together. Ask me questions. Reach out. Ask a neighbor. Ask your best friend. Like, we're intended to do life together. And I want to help you on your journey. So, to recap, I gave you 7 steps. And I have a habit tracker. Post habit tracker below. If you want to know just more about ketones and see, like, remember how I said they? Do you guys remember the they? I have an interview that I've done with Dr. Ryan from the Ketogenic Bible. I have another interview with Dr. Andy, and she's incredible. And she really helps women on their hormones and works with them eating keto or low carb, intermittent fasting, and ketones. So if you want to see the interviews from those doctors, post interview below. They're incredible. So you don't have to listen to me. You might be like, well, Stephanie, you're nice and all, but you're not a doctor. You can listen to the interviews. They're super great. Otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Continue to tune into the page for recipes, keto, low carb tips and tricks, anything that you're looking for. I will give you a suggestion if I know it. And thank you. Your presence matters. I love hopping on here. I love meeting so many new people. I love hearing your stories and helping you on your journey. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.